Welcome back to Smart Education. Today we are going to solve Chapter 6 Financial Planning. Before starting this chapter, we are going to go through some important point related financial planning. Every investor first spends the amount required to meet primary necessity and save the remaining amount. One also uses this saving to make carefully consider investment. This is called financial planning. Okay. Now here are some income tax related terms. So for example, what is an assess? An assess means any person liable to pay income tax according to the Indian tax rules in term and assess. Okay. And second is what? Financial year. Financial year means the period of 1 year during which taxable income has been earned is called a financial year. In our country at present, the financial year is from 1st April to 31st March. Okay, I hope you understand. The assessment year means the financial year is called the assessment year. The tax payable for the previous financial year is calculated during the current year, either the assessment year. Okay. Now here financial year and assessment year will be clear from the table below. So first what is given? Financial year given. I hope it is visible. And the second part is what? Assessment year. So here financial year is 2016 to 17, that is date 1/4/2016 to 31st/3/2017. Okay. Here 2017 to 2018, that is assessment year. Now here financial year is 2017 to 18 from 1/4/2017 to 31/3/18. This is from April to March and again April to March from 2016 to 17, 2017 to 18. Here also assessment year 2018 to 16. Here dates are considered. Here date is not mentioned directly. Year is considered. I hope you understood what is assessment year and what is financial year. Here one more important point. Just go through page number 100. As I know that everyone having that textbook, just go through it. What is given? Permanent account number, that is PAN card. Okay. On applying it for it, every taxpayer get a unique 10-digit alphanumerical number from the income tax department. We are required to mention this number in many important documents and financial transaction. Use of PAN, it is binding to write our PAN on the column used for paying our income tax to the IT department or our income tax return and other official correspondence. PAN card can also be used as a proof of identity. I hope you understood. See, this image is also given. As you know, everyone have PAN card nowadays. Okay. Now here some important tables are given on page number 102, that is table 1 and table 2. I just suggest each and everyone to just go through it. It is very important. One more table is given in page number 103, which is very important. For example, one table I am going to read for you and other two just go through it. For example, individual up to the age of 60. Okay. Taxable income slab in rupees is up to 2,50,000. Income tax nil. He don't need any. He does not need to pay any income tax. Even no education assess, and secondary and higher education assess also nil. Okay. If the income tax slab in rupees 2,50,001 to 5 lakh on taxable income minus 2,50,000 and 2% of income tax he has to pay on education assess, and secondary and higher education assess he has to pay 1% of income tax. Now third condition, 5 lakh to 10 lakh. here rupees 12,500 plus 20 on taxable income minus 5 lakh he has to pay, and education assess 2% of income tax and 1% of income tax. More than 10 lakh, for more than 10 lakh he has to pay 1,12,500 plus 30% on taxable income minus 10 lakh and 2% of income tax and 1% of income tax for secondary and higher education assess, and 2% of income tax on education assess. So surcharge of equal to 10% of income tax payable to individual having a annual income of 50 lakh to 1 crore rupee and 15% of income tax by individual having an annual income greater than 1 crore rupees. So here depend upon the salary of person. So they have to pay according to their age also, according to their salary. The income tax and education assess and secondary higher education assess varies. I hope you understood. And again the second table is given about senior citizen. So how he has to pay, how much benefit and how much percent he has to pay. Just go through page number 103 and 102. It will help you to solve the problem of 6.2 practice set. So we are going to start practice set 6.2. While doing solution, I will consider which table we have to look after. Now practice set 6.0 of financial planning. Question number 1 is observe the given table below. Check and decide whether the individual have to pay income tax. So here what is given? First individual Miss Nikita is given. Age is 27 and taxable income is 2,34,000 is given. So will have to pay income tax or not? This condition considered in table number 1. So according to that, will not have to pay income tax because her income is 2,34,000. So here will not have to pay income tax. Okay, as we have learned in table number 1 that 2,50,000, after that we can pay the tax. So her income is how much? 2,34,000. Okay, so will not have to pay income tax. Miss Nikita don't need to pay any tax. So now next is what? Mr. Kulkarni, 36 year age, 3,27,000 taxable income. So here will have to pay income tax. Okay, it is also given in the table 1. Now Miss Mehta, third number, her age is 44 and what is given? 5,82,000 taxable income. So here also she has to pay, will have to pay income tax. Okay, now next one is who? Mr. Bajaj, 64 years age and 8,40,000 taxable income. So he also have to pay, will have to pay income tax, which is mentioned in table 2 of page number 102. Now next is Mr. De Silva, age is 81 and taxable income is 4,50,000. So here will not have to pay income tax because of table 3rd, will not have to pay income tax. I hope you understood what is question number 1. Just go through table 1, 2, 3. It will helpful to solve this question. Now question number 2 of practice set 6.2. Mr. Kartar Singh, age 48 years, work in private company. His company income after deduction of allowances rupees 42,000 and every month he contribute rupees 3,000 to GPF. He has also brought rupees 15,000 worth of NSC and donated rupees 12,000 to PM Relief Fund. Compute his income tax. So first we will write the allowance of Kartar Singh, that is 42,000, and what is given? Every month he contributes 3,000 to GPF. So every month means 12 month he is equal to, if you multiply his allowance monthly income, so how much it will be yearly? It will be 5 lakh 40, 50 lakh 4,000. Okay, up to the age of 60. Now here age is what? 48 years. Work in private company. His monthly income after deduction of allowance is rupees 42,000, and every month he contributes 3,000 to GPF, and he brought 15,000 worth of NSC and donated rupees 12,000 to PM Relief Fund. So allowance is 42,000, get multiplied by 12 month. So total is how much? 50 lakh 4,000. So monthly contribution of GPF is mentioned how much? 3,000. Okay, now yearly we will see. So yearly 3,000 multiplied by 12 month. Okay, 3,000 multiplied by 12 month, that is 36,000. Okay, now NSC means National Savings Certificate, that is rupees, what is mentioned? Rupees 15,000. Okay, donation to PM Relief Fund is rupees 12,000. I hope you are getting whatever given condition we have taken. Okay, now here we have to find total investment of Mr. Kartar Singh. Total investment will be where he invest in GPF plus NSC plus PM Fund, Relief Fund. Okay, I am just writing Relief Fund of PM. Okay, now see, total investment equal to GPF plus NSC plus PM Relief Fund. So here 36,000 plus 15,000 plus 12,000, that is 63,000. Total investment is 63,000. Now taxable income we will see. Taxable income equal to yearly income minus investment. Okay, I hope it is visible. So taxable income equal to yearly income minus investment. So here yearly income is mentioned 50 lakh 4,000 minus 63,000. When we subtract this both, we will get rupees 4,41,000. Okay, now as you can see, income tax equal to 5% of taxable income. Okay, now here 5% in bracket will write what we got. Taxable income 4,41,000 minus 5%, that is 25, 2,50,000. Now here 5% of, when we subtract this, will get 1,91,000. I hope you are understanding. Now next 5 upon 100 get multiplied by 1,91,000. Now this both get cancelled. Now after multiplying, we'll get rupees 9550. I hope you are understanding. Now here we got this. Now we have to find education asset, that is 2%. So education asset, education cess is 2%. So that is 2 get multiplied with 9550. This cut will get, after doing this, we'll get answer. This will become 1, this will become 5. 955 get multiplied by 5, will get answer 191. Okay, after dividing, we'll get 191, 2% of education cess. Now continue with next page. Secondary cess. Okay, that is secondary and higher education cess, that is 1% of 9,550. So here 1 upon 100 get multiplied by 9550, that is 955 upon 10. So secondary higher education cess will be 95.50. Okay, now we are going to find out total income tax, that is 9550 plus 191 plus 95.50. Now total income tax is equal to 9,550 plus 191 plus 95.50. So answer will be 9,836.50. Okay, so compute income tax of Kartar Singh, Mr. Kartar Singh, is 9,836.50 rupees. I hope you understood question number 2 of practice set 6.2. So please subscribe and share my channel. Thank you.